Buddy, welcome back to the Whatchamajig, the Who's'em-a-Whatsits, the Hows'em-a-Who'sits. You know what it is. Horizon Zero Forbidden West. That's what it is. I almost even called it its original name, or its previous game's name. Fantastic. Anyway, let's go get this old side quest from Lady Person. Yep, this one. Alva!
His people invented the game. What did you expect?
Kotallo can't win every time. Back again, I see.
What's wrong with your shoulder?
Yeah, it hurts a little. Yeah, maybe a lot.
What'd you do?
Well, I tried to arm wrestle with Kotallo.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't such a great idea.
I was just curious to see if that new arm of his was as strong as it looked. Turns out it really is.
Robot arm!
I need to go.
Whenever you're ready, we'll head out to those cauldrons.
Ooh, actually, is that going to be today? That might be today. Let's see if Kotallo is up for... needs the old chit-chat. Nope, he looks fine. Alva! Hi, Lady Person.
Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing! And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late CO. And there's more ancestors out there, returned from beyond the stars. Of course, they're trying to kill us, which is not great. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall. Oh, and if you have a moment, there's something I could use your help with.
Wow, like her face was like very animated on the edge of cartoony, but like it actually looked pretty real at points in there. Just like, the fuck? Very animated though. It kind of took me out of it. Like if they toned down I think the stretchiness of the face, like how far it goes out and back in, felt a little off. If they tone it in like a little, like, holy shit, that would have been like a real fucking face. Like that, the emoting on that, like you can tell the emotions on an animated face. That's not like completely just a cartoon. That's fucking hard. Like, holy shit. Like, you could tell excitement and then like the fall of excitement, like, oh no, I've done too much and like shit like that. Like, holy fuck. I'm sorry, but this game is just like, this is the first PS5 game I'm playing, so that's probably part of it. But like the animation quality, the detail, it's all just like, the fuck to me. I don't know. Maybe I think the HDR is really helping. Like faces look like faces instead of like you can get those different tonations of skin. And even within it, there itself in the face, like the red on the cheeks, and like the nose and the forehead, you can get like where it's paler, where you can get the lip color a little more down, the eye color, and the eyelashes you can see. It's so weird. And I think, like, in some of that regard, like, for example, like the eye, like being able to see the eyelashes really well, I think is like a 4K thing, which is even stranger now I'm thinking about it. Because for this entire time, I've been kind of on more of the motion of just like, oh yeah, HDR I think is the big upgrade here, and I still think it is, but like 4K is not slacking as much as I thought. If it's letting me see the details like that in like people's faces, which really helps sell it. Oh, that's wild. Sorry. I'll get back to this.
Back at the
Forbidden
greenhouse,
knowledge.
you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why Diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to Diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
That's no bueno.
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family. Your sister...
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners, peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone, not even your family, unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
It sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, Diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before our voyage here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't come to that.
I think they're from Hawaii. I think the Quen are from Hawaii. I'm trying to think of a place that would... It's big enough to have like its own civilization, effectively. That seems cut off from the rest of the world, because they said they came from the west across the ocean. And they're at California. So west of California is Hawaii. Not to mention that dual boat design reminds me of like that dual canoe design that's the Hawaiians used. Although they didn't really have like a full-on second canoe, I don't think. I think it was just like another like stabilization. Like they had a bar and it was another stabilization. I think they're Hawaiian. Now, let's face it, Hawaii is already filled with a lot of white people. And I don't... Because that's the thing, is like... I thought that they took the zygotes from like local humans to repopulate Earth. So I think that's why, like here in America, there's a lot of people, a lot of different people. Why does the lighting keep changing? That's awkward. And Hawaii was part of the U.S. or is part of the U.S. Well, in this case, was, because it's 1,000 years in the future. So they probably have just as diverse as Hawaii or as the U.S. But would that mean that like other places were made to be just as diverse? Like, for example, like in China or, Nigeria or France, was it mainly Chinese, Nigerian, French people that were there? Was it mainly in Iraq? Was it mainly Iraqis? Or whatever major hub was used in there. I think they mentioned China having a hub in Japan and Korea. I don't know if they mentioned Korea or South Korea specifically, like if it's still two things in the by the time the Pharaoh fucking plague hit. Fucking Ted Pharaoh. Screw that guy. I'd be curious on that if there's any information. If they only took like, because that would mean that they'd be like potentially racism again, which is probably not ideal. If you have like in Japan, like you have just mainly like Japanese people, and in China you have mainly just Chinese people, and so on and so forth, it'd probably start racism again. And I feel like they would take care of that, and they would diversify each of their like zygote pools for when they repopulate the Earth. That would make sense to me, at least. But I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, weird off-topic thing that I'm just thinking about, like the sociology that would have gone into repopulating the Earth, like how they would have. These were smart people, and they would have probably, and it seemed like a lot of their choices reflected them trying to not only bring back humanity, but potentially better than before, and trying to weed out a lot of probably sociological and, you know, other issues. I actually wonder if, like, they had like an ideal system of government that they would have brought the first humans up with as they like learned, because they had like that whole learning machine for them. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now, but I wonder if they had like an ideal system of government of just like, this is how it will work, because it gives these benefits and only these cons, and therefore you need to follow this pattern to succeed. Man, that would be wild. I'm getting all, after I think about the lore of this whole thing, like what and how they would have set up like the end of the world preparations. I get like way off topic.
The ancestors, is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the past.
No shit.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CEO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Pharaoh, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Pharaoh, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Pharaoh spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city, perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CEO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Pharaoh, the Renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
I'm just realizing the CO is spelled CEO. Because fucking Ted fucking Dick Butt Farrell was the CEO of his company. Maybe they're coming from Asia. That's a lot of jade that she's wearing. Did Pacific Islands, did they have a lot of jade on them? Like in Hawaii, was there like jade? Hold on. Have jade. Jade are found along Myanmar, New Zealand, Canada. Huh. Taiwan, Guiana. Well, I guess Canada shouldn't be surprising. Native Americans had jade. Now I'm thinking about it. Suriname, Southern Europe, huh? Russia and China. Hawaii apparently has a green gem called olivine, but it looks, at least in the picture, that looks more like it's like see-through. So it's more transparent. So that doesn't look like what she's wearing.
You said the expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse, but nothing improved the CO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door, and more convinced that the title of CO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CO became was a complete perversion of what Principal Diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
I'm glad too. Dude was fucking bananas. Bananas. Bohai.
So, Bohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right.
What up a toot? Alright.
You mentioned Eric Visser? How do you know about him?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the Protector. Combing through data related to his work led us to breakthroughs related to weapons and military tactics. Knowledge our rulers used to conquer and expand, to become the empire we are today. That's why he's one of our most revered ancestors. But based on your encounter with him, it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever imagined. Yet another distorted interpretation in the legacy.
Well, at least you're piecing together the truth.
If only the overseers back home would do the same.
Beta mentioned other Zeniths. Tilda, Verbena, and Gerard.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about them. Whatever legacy they left behind, the Diviners haven't recovered.
I kind of wonder if Eric was less ruthless in his time on Earth and he just going out into space, and I'd imagine that they had not quite discovered the secret for, well, living forever, or at least, 1,000 years by the time they got out there, because it seemed like they were just barely starting to work on it as about the same time they were trying to launch themselves into space. So I wonder if that time trying to survive in space has made him even just more ruthless. Especially him because it was basically, as far as I understand with the Zeniths so far, it was a head guy. It seems like Eric became effectively the sheriff or main general of their military structure, and all that stuff. So, I mean, if there's one guy in charge for a very long time, usually they don't get nicer in terms of history. Sometimes they start to view human lives as, expendable, as, numbers. By the way, do you think it's really awkward for them to just stand there like that, just looking at each other, just like kind of pacing weirdly as I talk over this? Like, hey, how's the weather? As they just kind of like, yep. I just made a motion and I fucking you can't see it. Because I don't have a webcam. Flarp.
Must be strange to think that some of the ancestors your tribe reveres are still alive. And here on Earth, right now.
Yeah, it is. Part of me's curious to know who else besides Eric Visser might be among them. Maybe Nikita Arand? We call her the Spark. The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy to the old ones. Or Sung Jiao, whom we call the Healer. It is said she found new ways to extend the ancestors' lifespans. But my curiosity fades when I think of how different our view of Visser was compared to the reality that you experienced. Perhaps it is better not to know.
Song Jiao, wasn't he the Pharaoh's, personal physician down there when we were in Thebes? I think he was. Huh.
I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover, with this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the overseers would actually let us study.
I don't know if I want to let her go back to the Quen. I want her to help her people, but at the same time I feel like the overseers are going to kill her. Now I'm liking Alva.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
Yeah, they're gonna kill her when she gets back.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon, In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel, it's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night.
Hey, Duranu. Yeah, they're totally gonna kill Alva, as we've just learned, when she gets back to the Quen. We've just learned that they like to keep a very tight lid on information, and Alva is just seeing, like, the entire can of worms, and turned it upside down and studied every speck of dirt in that can. The Overseers are gonna kill her when she gets back to the Quen. Also, I'm trying to figure out where she came from, because I feel like they came from Hawaii, because that would be still a great distance, but it'd be reasonable for them to get there with ships. With ancient ships and, like, provisions and stuff like that. But at the same time, she's wearing jade, and I just looked it up, I don't think jade really comes from Hawaii. Or is, like, naturally occurring in Hawaii, which would lead me to believe that maybe they're from, like, China or Japan or Indonesia, somewhere along the Asian coast, Taiwan, something like that. Actually being really good at ships, it would make sense too. If they were in, like, Indonesia or like Taiwan, where it's kind of like a few island chains or something like that. If I'm thinking of that correctly. Is Indonesia? I think that's Indonesia. Don't take my word on anything geographically, by the way. I'm very bad at it off the top of my head. For any of you people out there listening, I know Duranu knows this already. But anyway, how's it going, and how are you getting one step closer to becoming a cyborg? Because if you really look at it, technically, we're all cyborgs already. Anyone who uses a smartphone.
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yes, of course.
Ah, smartwatch. In a month, remind me to get your opinion on it. Because every time I think of getting a smartwatch, I have the con of they usually last anywhere between 24 and 48 hours on a charge only. The really expensive good ones that are also just giant fucking things that you put on your wrist, only those have batteries that seem to last longer. And honestly, I can't think of using it as anything besides, like, just I don't have to take my phone out of the pocket to check a notification machine. Yeah, unless you want, like, that Apple's fucking $800 Apple, like, Super Watch. It's kind of like, yeah, you get about a day out of it. I think the new Pixel Watch is even rated at, like, 24 hours at, like, the best. I think they rated it, like, they say 26 hours on the box. Which, you know, they always say it's more than it actually is. But, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to, like, not have to take my phone out of my pocket for, like, checking a notification or, like, changing a song or pausing music. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like, first of all, I take my watch off when I come in the door, because I just have, frankly, clocks are everywhere. If I don't have my phone on me, my oven's a clock, microwave, even my coffee machine's a clock. And then upstairs I have an alarm clock near my bed, and I have in my office kind of room, I have my computer, which obviously has a clock on it. So it's like, Ah, yeah, that's been the big thing. As like the only because that's the thing is I would not use a smartwatch for health monitoring because the smartwatch is just going to tell me I'm fat and out of shape, and I knew that already. Quite frankly, so it's kind of why I haven't gone to a doctor in several years because it's just like, what's it gonna what are you really gonna tell me that I'm fat and out of shape? I'm at least out of shape. I am quite out of shape, in fact. I do consider myself overweight. I don't know if I don't think I'm like fat, but you know. Well, thank you. That I don't think you're very big either, by the way, Duranu. It's a weird compliment to say to like another dude. But yeah. Yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like my own brain reminds me at least several times a day, you need to start working out. You need to start working out. So it's like having a watch and a doctor do that as well. I'm just like, don't need that fucking to help fuel my anxiety. Blood pressure, pulse, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want to keep track of that stuff, smartwatch is the best way to go. Because it's pretty much having anymore, it's almost as good as having just like an EKG just on your wrist. And like a blood oxygen meter and all that fun stuff. Just sitting there on your wrist at all times. It's fantastic if you like to monitor that stuff or need to or want to monitor that stuff. But yeah, for me, it's just going to be like, wow, you got out of shape running up the stairs to your bathroom? Man, you should work out more. I'm just going to be like, fuck you, watch. Not to mention, I know somebody, my family, they were getting into like the Fitbits. And they were like, oh, it's so good. It like reminds me to get up every once in a while and do stuff. And I'm just like, I would take that off. I would take it off and fucking throw it. If it's sitting there saying you need to get up and walk around when I'm in the middle of like work or like playing a game or something like that, I would fucking throw that thing faster than you. I like first time it does that and it annoys me, I just take it off. Just be like, nope, and just chuck it to the side. I would throw it too because I've literally done that with my phone before, just like. Too many texts or like notifications or something are popping in. I've literally just fuck, not again, and I've thrown it. I don't do it as much with a smartphone because you know I need to not do that with the smartphone. But yeah, it really annoys me sometimes, and that's so to have it like attached to my body and just be like. You need to get up and walk. Like every hour, I just be like, fuck this shit. Not to mention, I tried my brother and my mom were like, no, try it on, see how it fits. And because they were like, had an old Fitbit they were trying to dump off on me. And it was like the most annoying feeling with that like bump on the bottom of it. I could not, that is something I could not get used to. Oh, yours can notify people if... Oh yeah, I know the please locate and provide donuts. Just you, an ambulance. I'm imagining literally like Trauma Team from Cyberpunk, just coming up to you like we got to get their stat. They jump out of the what do they call those, APVs or something like that, and they just like one guy's just like goes up to you and like flops you over onto your back or your side, and the other guy just pops over with like a case of like not Dunkin' because nobody likes Dunkin' Donuts, of like really good like a box of donuts, and they just kind of wave it under your nose like smelling salts, and then slowly you just kind of like, your body just like goes and takes a bite of the donut unconsciously. Then you start to get up slowly. It's just like, what happened? Sir, you've been out without a donut for 48 hours. Are you all right, sir? Oh, why do I imagine that happening for you? Galaxy Watch 4? I've heard good things about those. Yeah. Isn't that the thing in Cyberpunk? Like, only really the actually rich people can afford Trauma Team. Like, everyone else just has, like, yeah, if you manage to crawl your way to the hospital after being shot 72 times, we may fix you up. But, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that Fitbit was just like, it had like, I think it was supposed to be the blood oxygen sensor, or maybe it was like the pulse sensor or something like that, but it just like, it had a bump on the bottom, and I was just like, this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever worn on my wrist. Like, I've had that like little like strap that people say to like say that you're like 21 or like you belong or like you already paid your admission or something. And it got caught on arm hairs. And I've had that just tugging my arm hair all day, and that would have been more comfy. Yeah, I've also grown where I can't even wear a watch on the top of my wrist, actually. I have too skinny of wrists for a watch. I actually have to wear where the watch face is on the underside of my wrist. Because if I wear it on the top, not only is my wrist too skinny, and it starts to like, it's like the flat part, and it just like wobbles and stuff like that. But also it starts to slide slowly to the back end of my wrist. And it just eventually, I'm wearing my watch on my side of my wrist if I don't pay attention and move it back like every 10 minutes. So I just wear it on the underside, and it fixes it. It fixes that problem. Ah, you don't have the skinny wrist problem, I see. Yeah. I'm gonna chalk up skinny wrists to the skinny people problem, or because it's like being cold, needing extra cushion when you sit down. Like, you can't sit on a park bench for long, for example. And yes, too skinny of a wrist to really wear a watch correctly or comfortably. They're all up there. Yeah, it's kind of an issue. But yeah, a smartwatch for me would be a notification machine, and that just seems like a waste of even like $200, even $100. That'd be a waste. Maybe $50 would be worth it. But I feel like a $50 smartwatch is one that would probably like die in a year, and it's probably got maybe a 24-hour battery life, if more likely like 12 or something, or like not 12, but like 18 hours or something like that, or 16 hours, like enough to get you through a day, and then you charge it at night kind of deal. So, hope you like your new smartwatch. You make good use of it, though. Yeah, I think it'll be, honestly, especially if you want to track fitness and health stuff, like, I don't know of a better device to have in your life, quite frankly. If you want to keep track of, like, your blood oxygen level or your pulse, I actually think, like, I've heard, like, even some doctors have said, like, hey, you shouldn't get a Fitbit or a smartwatch or something so we can, like, you know, you can keep track of your pulse and, like, turn that into the doctor as, like, a legitimate reading over, like, a week. I mean, obviously, if you have a very serious issue, they may make, like, a suggestion for, I think they also have, like, more specialized equipment that you can wear, they put on you for, like, a week, and then you come back and they take it off and take the readings from it, and it's a lot more accurate than a smartwatch. But You know, especially if it's just like something they're trying to kind of feel out or they have an inkling about, yeah, smartwatch. It can do so many other things and it monitors your health. Like that's such a great idea. Like it's actually, I think it's a good product. It's just not for me kind of deal. Like, oh crap, what's the other thing that I'm like, it's great, but not for me. Oh yeah, like super luxury or like super fast cars. Like, it's great, but I have no ability to take care of it or buy or purchase it. So even if I could purchase it, so it's like, eh. Ah, cool. If it notices you're having a heart attack, it'll just be like, bring the donuts. It'll notify Donut Man.
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
You are not wrong.
Man, Alva's face is... It's so strange, because it's like... Alva's face in these conversations, it's not uncanny valley, but it's like, it's so close to the top, but it's not quite like hyper realistic, but it's very close, it's oddly close to hyper realistic. You know? It's getting to that point where it's just like, the fucking shit, this isn't a video game? I know this is like pre-rendered cutscenes and all, but like still, holy beans.
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song, and she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
If you need anything before heading out to the cauldrons.
You have nothing to worry about. Gaia's explained your plan in detail, as expected from such an efficient AI. I've even received some very, succinct combat advice from Kotallo. You know, in case the Zeniths show up.
What kind of advice?
He,
Stick him with the pointy end?
told me to run.
For now. We'll even the odds soon enough.
I would have honestly thought Kotallo would be like, this is the pointy end of the stick. This is the one end you poke him with. This is not pointy end. This is the one you hold. Just be like, nah. Quite frankly, that's about the advice I would expect to receive from somebody if at my skill level of fighting, which is possibly negative at this point in my life.
Anything new around here?
Kotallo showed me the schematics for his new arm. I recall reading about robotic limbs within the Legacy, but I never thought I'd see one in action.
It's fucking
Technology
awesome.
like that would be treasured back home. Think of what it could do for injured workers or soldiers. But knowing the Imperial family, they would use it for different purposes. Their own.
Replacing body parts as they grow older. Like the Zeniths.
Exactly.
Ooh, full-on cyberpunk. In prehistoric dinosaur future times. Or in dinosaur future times.
You mentioned there was something you needed help with?
Yes. So, as I was sifting through data from the greenhouse, I found references to an old world system back in the Great Delta. It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground tunnels. The Legacy revealed that the old ones used it to control flooding. But we've never gotten it to work. The whole thing is shut down. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No. Leviathan was a project by Eileen Sasaki, another ancestor. So the legacy tells us, anyway. If we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the Great Delta. Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe she won't have to be.
Okay. So, where in San Francisco is this facility?
That's the thing. The data doesn't say where, exactly. But one of our diviners has been exploring the ruins. He might know. Would you come with me?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that wherever this facility is, well, you're much better at fighting machines than I am.
Of course. I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
Thank you, Aloy.
I think it's her eyes. Like,
I should go.
Of course. Before you do, is everything alright? It sounded like there was an issue with Beta and the mission.
Not anymore. We just needed to talk some things through.
To understand one another is to embrace truth.
And, like I said, I'll let you know when I'm in landfall. We'll find the data you're after.
I appreciate it.
and by let you know when I'm in landfall, I mean I'm about to head over there. Oh, already got the goods out of that chest. Do a quick save now that I've done all my talky bits. It's weird that this isn't like a blacked out area, because I don't think I'm going to be able to explore this necessarily, because this is in the ocean. I can't like fucking swim that. Not to mention there's probably some sort of...
Almost over.
Before I call Alva, let me go to the workbench and make sure I got everything up to where I need it to be. And yeah, almost fully upgraded my bow. I just need another Apex Fireclaw and another... and to fight another dude man. What are they called? You know. Those things with the face. Spinosaurus. And I think I can get away with fighting a regular ass Spinosaurus. Thankfully.
Hey, Alva. I'm in landfall. Can you meet me here?
I'll be there as soon as I can. Aloy! I'm here. Had to sneak past a few machines on the way, but I made it.
All right. Ready to talk to that diviner?
Yes. He's right over there.
Diviner Alva, what are you doing back in Landfall? And with the living ancestor?
We're looking for the At-Bay Research Center, where Leviathan was developed. The legacy tells us it's somewhere in the city.
Alva mentioned you've been collecting data in the area. Do you know where it is?
Yes, I stumbled across it, but there was no data there, only crumbling ruins.
Tell us anyway. We might be able to find something you missed.
Please, don't trouble yourself. I assure you, our search was very thorough.
You're hiding something.
What? That is absurd. A diviner must only speak truth, as you're well aware.
Oh, you're worried you found something dangerous. Something compromising on Eileen Sasaki?
Keep your voice down.
Look, I get it, Nirik. You want to make it back to your family, so it's safer to turn a blind eye. But think of Leviathan. How it could help everyone. Isn't that why we're here? Don't let fear deny us that.
Very well. The facility's just south of here along the shore. But even if you find a way to fix Leviathan, it's sure to be shrouded in that which is forbidden.
Too often the truth is forbidden. Come on, let's go.
I did not see your Steam message earlier. I booted up my computer when I got home. Make sure the last game I want to download for the month because I'm running low on my data. I'm running high on my data limit. Turns out when you have to re-download, hundreds of gigabytes of games.
Not bad with that diviner back there. We've come a long way since we first met.
And Nirik's like I used to be, terrified of a misstep. And with the Overseers, he has every right to be. But what I've seen and learned since the greenhouse, it's so much more than what we're permitted. Diviners are supposed to seek the truth, and yet so much is kept from us. I'm tired of it.
I have it's the standard 1.2 terabyte data limit. That's great.
Facility ahead.
But I am, because I had to literally re-download I think I've re-downloaded 500 gigabytes or more of games since I redid my computer. Because I had to add that new hard drive, and I wanted to put the C drive to that new hard drive. My problem is that I don't necessarily need...
Up here. Well, Nirik wasn't lying about crumbling ruins, at least. Let's look around.
Aloy, why is the ground shaking?
That's not good, whatever it is.
Whoa,
There's a rock.
That thing is huge!
Oh, fucking
We'll have to
shit!
take it out if we want to find that thing.
Okay. I'm with you.
Oh, this bow is fucking rad! Oh! No shit, lady! Hold on, I'll read the things in a minute. Oh, Quetzalcoatl's climbing a tower. Ow, ow, ow! It's Quetzalcoatl yelled at me, man. Yeah. Fuck you, Quetzalcoatl. Oh shit, what are you doing? I just want his other Earth Grinder. Oh, my beans. Hold it, Alva.
Down it goes.
Whew. Well, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
Should be able to look around for that data now.
I'm glad me and Alva are on the same page. I'm just like, well, there's a nightmare. Oh, I thought that thing killed like a tuna or something. I was like, oh shit, we killed a tuna. Sorry, hold on. If I could afford, well, it's not even that I can't afford gig speeds, but it just seems very unnecessary because it's this is kind of the problem with the internet package that I have. I'm getting an internet package of 100 up and 10 down, or 10 up and 100 down. The 100 down is more than plenty. Like, that's me watching something in HDR while downloading a new game, like, good. All while browsing Reddit on my phone, you know. Or playing Pokemon Go on my phone. It's plenty good. Fast on the download side. I just need another, like, 10 up. And the problem is, like, you can't upgrade your upload speed without upgrading your download speed, because that's how they offer the packages. So in order for me to get a better upload speed, I think I have to jump to, like, gig internet, or at least like 500 megs down, and doing that jumps my internet cost from like $70 a month to, I want to say, like, I want to say it's like almost like $200 a month. And I don't want to fucking pay $200 a month for internet that is good, not for me, 99% of the time. With streaming, it's a bit of a different case, I will say. Because streaming does demand more download speed and to have that, or upload speed, and to have that upload speed be more consistently higher. Because I mean, it's only up to 10 megabytes per second, versus like
might have collapsed when that Slitherfang came in.
Versus if you get up to 20, you're more likely to, instead of having an average of like 5, you might have an average of like 10 upload speed, 10 megabits a second upload speed, which would probably be enough. Oh, it's this place. I think I remember this place. Yeah! Oh, I'm remembering this place now.
I don't think it'll connect.
There we go. Now I can open this.
Here.
After you.
Going for a swim.
At least the water's not freezing.
But you know, I didn't see your Steam message earlier, and I'm trying to log in on my phone while I'm sitting here right
I
now.
always try to imagine what it must have been like back when the old ones were here.
Less of a climb, I bet. Come on, let's check the upper floors.
But yeah, I'm trying to check the message on my phone, and it's saying I need to log into, because it's a new phone. It's like, oh, we don't recognize this device. Log into your Steam account, and then we'll display like a code for you to enter. I'm just like,
You okay?
oh.
On every expedition, the soldiers would lay down walkways and barriers first to protect us diviners. But this is actually kind of fun.
Man, she had a cushy.
There. The console.
Must have been what Neric found.
Let's see if it has anything on the... Oh, the data on Leviathan isn't here. But there's some kind of log.
Delete the database? But Miss Sasaki, when you look at the reports, 3,000 exhibiting symptoms. Over 400 dead. The data's clear. Omurama is contaminating the water supply, promoting bacterial growth. And with Leviathan based on the same architecture...
You're a smart kid. Top of your class, right? My father built this company thanks to world-class talent like you. And you know what else is world-class? Our legal team. So unless you want to spend the rest of your career in some dead-end, underfunded public research institute, you'll delete that database and forward all data on Leviathan to my office.
Yes, ma'am.
That was her. The ancestor, Eileen Sasaki. Hundreds dead. And she knew their system was to blame, but she had the truth erased. Were all the ancestors like this? Selfish, ruthless, immoral? And yet we hold them up as paragons of enlightenment and virtue. Given what we've learned, I don't even know if Leviathan will work.
Hold on. Let's not give up just yet. You said before that the old ones use Leviathan to control flooding. Which means it probably worked. We'll know more when we find the data on it. The recording mentioned a copy was sent to Eileen's office.
To their corporate headquarters. There. Let's go. It shouldn't take us long to get to the tower.
Lead on.
Ooh, new game. Oh, and before you go make dinner...
So what was that other system that
Fuck,
mentioned?
they're talking again.
Omuramba?
The legacy tells us it was the predecessor to Leviathan, a system that manipulated floods to bring life to a barren desert.
Quine seemed to know a lot about this ancestor.
Diviners spent years trying to figure out how to restore Leviathan. We found a lot of data on Eileen Sasaki in the process. Though, now I wonder how much of it is actually true.
Oh yeah, Man of Medan, I know you're going through a Plague Tale right now, so let me know when you want to
Entrance is
try out
blocked.
Man of Medan.
Gonna have to find another way in.
The soldiers built a path on the nearby ruin. Might be able to cross over from there.
Lead the way.
Yeah, let me know when you want to try it out and do some testing. We should probably test it before a stream. Yeah, and just like give me a text or something. I'll probably notice that a little more. And then I should be able to just kind of, I'll probably, I mean, I don't think it'll take too long to test it, so I'll just like either not stream that day or something of the sort, so that way we can hit it before you make dinner. Savey.
I think this is as far as our soldiers got.
We'll have to climb higher to get into the tower.
I'll follow your lead.
I'm hearing the sheen. I'm not liking that. But yeah, just let me know when you want to test it. Because especially if I need... Especially if it turns out that I do need to get my own copy and download it.
Yes. Don't worry about me.
I'd rather get that, you know, taken care of before, you know, you're before 9 o'clock. So that way we're not just like, in the meantime, improvise. And, you know, while I'm sitting there downloading Man of Medan and then us summarily trying to figure out how to co-op it.
How are we going to get across?
Well, the beam looks promising.
Ah, the grappling hook. Grappling hook's best.
This is a lot higher up than I thought.
Oh, it's that thing I got earlier. Yeah, I got that already. That's what that was. I thought it was like another... I hate it when the game does that, like, it makes you jump and then it's just like, by the way, it's a predetermined jump, so you fucking, like, only go this far.
Talks. Well, we have the element of surprise.
Or we could sneak by and, you know, not fall off the tower.
Too bad. Stand. Stab again.
There.
The machines.
No more Glinthawks.
Wow, one-hit kill on
Glinthawks are the
Glinthawk.
worst.
No, Sunwings are the worst.
Up this way.
Sunwings are 1,000% worse than Glinthawks.
Aloy, we're really high off the ground.
That
You
we
can
are.
do it, Alva, okay? Just don't look down.
Right. Of course. Super easy.
You got this, lady. She doesn't got this. Keep encouraging her. You got this.
There's the tower. Should be able to cross over.
That doesn't sound good.
But we are going to have to jump.
After you.
Gotta cross over the wall first. Okay. Should be able to make it to the other side. Made it. Okay, Alva, your turn.
Right. Yeah. Aloy, can you watch me and make sure I do this right?
Come on, Alva, you can do it. It's okay.
Please don't break. Ah!
Alva!
I'm okay. Wow. That would have been a long way to fall.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, door's locked. You sure you're okay?
Yeah. No, I'm fine. Let's keep going.
This...
Yeah, so let me know tomorrow or later tonight or something, and we'll try and what time you want to try out Man of Medan, and I'll be there to jump on it. At Bay founding date, month and year. They're happy now. To security more.
Says the code is the month and year the company was founded.
According to the legacy, it was October 2023.
Huh.
company was founded in October.
Which is the 10th month of the year.
Got it. Door
My
should be
brain
unlocked
just
now.
like went sideways. It was like October. That's like the 3rd.
Maybe the data on Leviathan is in here.
Cost reduction strategy. We're talking about people's lives here. I did as you asked on Omuramba, but this is worse.
Relax, Eileen. I've spoken with risk management. They're confident that the chance of another incident is within acceptable parameters. We're moving ahead with Leviathan.
You know, Dad, shortcuts have a way of catching up with you. Within acceptable parameters or not.
Well, one day in the distant future when you're in charge, you can run things how you want. But until then, how about you let me worry about that?
Guess Eileen and her father didn't always get along. But it seems like covering up Omuramba wasn't her idea.
Doesn't matter. She still had a part in it.
Well, let's keep going. Her office must be higher up.
Oh, the door's open now. Uh-oh. Why are you giving me a save point, game?
Dead end. There's a ladder in that shaft, but it's blocked.
I might be able to pull the rubble out from the other shaft.
Game, why is there a save point up here? The fuck am I gonna fight?
Let's see where this leads.
You go on ahead. I'll look for a way up that has a lesser chance of falling to my death.
Okay.
Oh, here we are. Whoops.
Hey, Alva?
Yes?
There's something I don't get. You said Eileen was the one who built Leviathan, not her father, so... what happened?
I'm not sure. The legacy doesn't say. Either that knowledge is lost or forbidden. Or maybe we were wrong about that too.
Up the ladder, climbing up the ladder. Doop-a-doop-doop, up-da-da-da-shmoop-da. I feel like I've been up this path before. On the side of the building. Oh, I think I was lower. I think it was the same building, but I was just lower on it. Eee. How to go places.
Are you doing okay, Aloy?
Yeah, it's just a long way up. Whoa.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doop. Shmoop. There you go. Ah. Oh boy. Where to? Yeah, actually, where to? That's where I just jumped from. Yeah, that's a yellow, that's a yellow. Oh wait, hold on. Oh. This is strange. That's where I came from. Where do I go? Maybe there's another... There's like a grapple point? There it is.
Now, how to get up higher?
Zoop.
How about you, Alva? Any luck finding a way up?
Not yet.
Whew. Well, that's done with. Okay, I'm back at the shafts. If I blow up that fire gleam, the elevator might fall and open up a path for Alva. Hey, Alva? Step away from the shaft.
Okay. Whoa! Oh, I can reach the ladder now. Be right up, Aloy.
Looks like there's another floor above. Might be Eileen's office.
Okay, I'll meet you up there.
How to up? Oh. Hi, Alva. So you figured this out before I did.
Made it! There you are.
Howdy.
Come on. Let's see what's up here.
There's another save point. I'm not liking this game. Two things have made me suspicious in games over the years. Save points and fucking ammo caches. Ammo and health caches. Especially ammo and health caches on their own aren't terrible, but when they give you ammo and ammo or health caches on their own aren't necessarily a bad indicator, but ammo and health caches are you just like, what you doing? And it's ammo, health, and a save point. You're like, bitch, what you gonna do to me?
Another locked door. Need to figure out the passcode.
These artifacts, I think these were Eileen's. It's every diviner's dream to discover even one of the ancestors' artifacts.
And maybe they'll help with the door.
Ooh, hold on, I gotta loot her business. She had a gold ingot in her fucking thing.
This looks like some kind of prototype.
For water purification. Must be the H2 flow.
What?
H2 flow. Their early inventions had strange names. Oh, that must be the Larson McCory Award. The legacy says Eileen won it when she was 40 for her work on Leviathan.
Interesting. It's art, I think.
Could it be? Yes, I think this was commissioned in honor of the company's 25th anniversary.
Wonder if my focus... What was this thing again?
The H2 flow.
What did you say this was for again?
The company's 25th anniversary. Looks like it used to be on the last pedestal.
How old was Eileen when she won this award?
40.
40 to 25, 42, 25, 42, 25. H2, what? What would resemble... Oh, 02.
Not quite right.
Let's try it the other way. 25 years... 02...
That's not
40.
it.
What would an H stand for?
Maybe my focus can help here. What was the name of this thing?
The H2 flow.
Because I can't enter an H. H2. What would an H be? H is A, B, C, D, E, F, H. 7? H2 to 5.
That didn't work.
From the other direction, 25, 72, 40.
Better take a look at those artifacts. You said Eileen was how old when she won this?
40.
What was this called again?
The H2 flow. That must be the Dragonfly 6. Atbay used it in most of their construction projects. The Dragonfly 6 was their most successful model.
Huh.
42, 25, 6. 42, 25, 6.
That didn't do anything.
I thought that would have worked. Did we overlook something?
Not quite right. What was this called again?
The Dragonfly 6.
All the numbers you mentioned. I wonder if they make up the passcode.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
You said this was commissioned for something?
The company's 25th anniversary. Looks like it used to be on the last pedestal.
Oh, it was the last one.
The two artifacts on the ground. Maybe they used to be on opposite pedestals. Can my focus see anything?
Oh. 42, 6, 25.
That did it!
I'm Hacker Man.
You can almost see the whole city from up here.
Corner office. Impressive view. It must have been Eileen's.
Let's see if the data on Leviathan is here.
I am Miss Hacker Person. Hold on. We're getting a fucking view of the sunrise first. Look at that shit right there. Why is this game so beautiful? Look at this. It's even reflecting off the... Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this business. You got the Golden Gate Bridge over there. You got Ted Pharaoh's fucking Ted Pharaoh's tomb. This fucking weird pyramid shit. At least he's dead in there, I know now.
Well, it's official. Eileen Sasaki, CEO, chair, and worst daughter in the world. Security had to escort Dad to his vert. Guess we'll be speaking through lawyers from now on. Looking down at the world from here. It's hard to see the details. People become risk factors, statistics, far too easily. Omuramba was supposed to provide clean water, improve lives. It was easier to pretend there wasn't a problem. Easier to believe the lie was truth. But I don't want to pretend anymore. I will build Leviathan right. No more shortcuts. No more lying just to save face. It won't undo our sins. My sins. But maybe we can still do some good.
She overthrew her father, took over the company, so that Leviathan wouldn't end up killing people.
It sounded like she regretted covering up Omuramba's failure.
She wasn't perfect. Not a paragon, as the Quan believe. But not a monster, either. She tried to make up for her mistakes.
And now you know the truth.
As for the data... Leviathan... yes, it's here. Downloading a copy now.
Is something wrong?
I think I'll stay here a while longer. There's a lot more data that I want to look through.
Are you sure you'll be okay on your own?
Down is always easier than up. Let's speak again when we're back at base.
Okay. I'll see you there. Well, after climbing all the way up, why not glide down?
Wait, you're going to what?
Just thinking about it.
Well, I mean, not exactly just thinking about it. Oh, that's right there, when I could just glide over to fucking landfall.
Careful!
See ya! Think about that, your friend just like jumps off a fucking ledge and you just like, well, I'll see you later. Whee! He just pulls out a glider out of her fucking ass. I gotta say, I don't know if... I know when this game first released there were some pretty severe pop-in issues. I don't think I've had that problem, really.
Hey, Lloyd! Did you make it?
Sure did.
Amazing. Well, see you back at base. Good luck out there.
That's funny. Like, just coming out of nowhere and somebody's on the ground just like, oh fucking shit, did she just fly? Alright. And back to base we go. That was funny.
Forget it. The man is unbeatable at machine strike.
His people invented the game. What did you expect?
Kotalo can't win
Aloy, do you have a
Try
moment?
to be optimistic.
Aloy! I'm glad you're here. I wanted to give you this for helping me get the data on Leviathan. I didn't really know what to give you, so I asked Zoe what you might like.
Thanks, Alpha. I'll put it to good use.
How'd it go, lady?
Have you looked through the data we recovered on Leviathan?
There is much to sort through still, but I believe we'll be able to get it operational and turn back the floods. And I've given more thought to everything we've uncovered about the ancestors. The Overseers would have us believe they were infallible paragons. But Pharaoh wasn't. Not even close. His greed led to machines that devoured the world. The archive of the Old One's knowledge destroyed, just to erase his mistakes. So, when we learned that Eileen had a hand in covering up hundreds of deaths, I started to think they were all the same. Selfish, egotistical, cruel. But, in the end, it's not that simple. The truth isn't a straight line of ink on a crisp scroll. It's a splatter, smudged and faded on stained parchment. I wish more Quen could see that, instead of looking the other way, or twisting the truth to serve their own schemes.
I doubt Bohai would agree with you.
No, nor the rest of the Board of Overseers. As Eileen said, it's easier to believe the lie is truth, but it's worth fighting for. And this diviner, at least, won't settle for anything less. For that, I thank you, Aloy.
Sweet.
I should go. Make sure you talk to Gaia if you have any questions about the pulse generators.
May your path lead to truth.
And may your path lead to donuts. I don't know, I feel like these guys have never had a donut and they'd probably enjoy one. And we were talking about donuts a bit ago, so that helps too. Skills, let's finish out that the skill. And I got a new thingamabob. Utaru Protector. Huh. I think I bought like that Super Utaru. Yeah, here we are, Utaru Winterweave. Oh yeah, it's what does this do anyway? Sneakiness. And I think I bought this one too, and this one is override and machine stuff. It's weird because to me, and maybe I'm looking at this wrong, it feels like there's only like maybe 2 or 3 choices that are objectively better than the rest in terms of armor. For example, concentration is super good, not to mention that this ups your melee and range damage. Frost and Plasma kind of suck to be weak against, though, quite frankly. But like the Tanakh Vanquisher, like those are really good skills. The low health, being at low health, like increases your melee, your defense, your damage overall. It looks like it increases your evasiveness. But and your Valor Search, so it just gives you a buff. But at the same time, if you're at low health, you're always 1 shot away from dead, which is a big suck. So to me, like I think the average person, this armor is kind of out because you have to be at low health, which is I think 30% or less to qualify for that. This one would actually be pretty good, I think. Set up traps faster, be able to set up more traps, be able to craft them faster, all the while being sneaky and holding more smoke bombs to just like fight, like sneak, get a few sneakinesses, hits in, smoke bomb, run away, fight, do the same thing over and over. So this seems like a legitimately good armor for the right play style. This one, if you're just all up for just regular standard fight, the Nora Thunder Warrior seems best. This one is all about overriding machines. However, there's not a lot of fights where you have an opportunity to override. Because a lot of overriding means that you need to be able to sneak up to a machine and then override them. Because it's very rare that you're going to be able to, like, in the middle of a fight. I know they have knockdown arrows in this one, which is helpful, and I know you can do that, but I guess you could do that, but I just think keeping machines alive so you can knock them down and override them later seems like a potentially fatal strategy. This one just increases your stabbiness. It's your spear attacks, and frankly, your spear is nowhere near the damage of your ranged attacks. So this one seems kind of silly, frankly. It's a cool idea, but I'd almost rather just see this be since it's an Oseram armor, just be super defensive. Have instead of those negatives there, have no negatives on it, and just be a super defensive armor. It'll increase only your spear attacks, but just have it be super defensive, no weaknesses or very little. Instead of that negative 40 for frost and for plasma, make it start off at a negative 25 or something like that, and increase as you get it to full level to I don't know, plus a bunch. And have it the verses instead of 41 and 30, eventually get to better than this, get to better than 68 and 68, get it to 75 and 75 defense. That would be great. I think that's what they need to make the Oseram armor eventually. And I mean, if it's anything like the last game, there's probably going to be at least one DLC, which I'm looking very forward to personally. In which case, hopefully they would include some really super good armor, like they did in the last DLC, and weapons. Ooh, the weapons in the last DLC were so powerful. It was amazing. And then this one feels like a very similar to this, except for instead of crafting stuff in addition to sneaking, instead of sneaking and crafting that what is that, the Karja armor? This one is sneaking and stabbing. It lets you be sneakier, but the last two skills are for the stabbing instead of letting you craft stuff. I don't know which would be better, honestly, at the sneakiness. So yeah, there's one. I'm gonna count these both as one because it's your style of sneaking is more the determining factor on these. They're actually even weak to the same thing, fire and corrosion. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, and then yeah, so there's 2, maybe 3 sets of armor that are actually good, that are, I think, objectively better than all the other ones. This one, if you're a super Dark Souls player, maybe you could make this work, where you get hit a few times and then get after it, give it the business. And then this one is just, since it's with the spear, it upgrades your spear attacks, it's just objectively bad. And this one, since it upgrades your ability to override machines and use those overridden machines, it's objectively worse as well. Because especially the tougher fights, you're facing down, it's one-on-one against a fucking, T-Rex, motherfucking T-Rex. Or a Spinosaurus, or something along those lines. and maybe they have like a helper or two, but usually that helper's like a Ravager or something like that. Or in the case of that one arena fight, it was a fucking Scorcher. You can't override a Scorcher, especially not while you're being attacked by a motherfucking T-Rex in a small arena. I don't know. It just feels like they have like 2 really good armors and the rest are kind of eh. This Tanakh martial armor was actually pretty good, though. I don't know. I almost want to equip one of these Nora armors. You know what? Let's try running around with the Nora armor again. Oh yeah, I forgot they give you the fucking Dr. Sobek. Nora Champion. Let's apply the look. I like the look of the Nora Champion. Although I do kind of like the look of the just standard Nora Legacy armor. It's very fun. Champion or Anointed? Which one do I like better? I kind of like Anointed better. It's weird. The armor that you literally start off with in the game is my favorite. That makes no sense whatsoever. I think the other armors are supposed to look cooler, but at the same time, guess what? It's what you get. Oh yeah, let me go give them the old crafty doodahs. Because I have a feeling this next mission is going to be quite the pizzazzin'. Actually, in that case, let me also equip Fire, Ice, Corrosion versus Fire, Shock, Corrosion. Technically, this would be better for me to use than this bow. But this bow shoots faster which gets the status a little faster, I think. But this does more status per bolt. I'll have to debate that one in my head. I want a fucking like purple or legendary fucking Tear Blast arrow. Oh, because that was like Tear Blast arrows are so good. Oh, they're so good. That's why you only get like 12 of them. I also need like a purple rope caster. Not having a purple rope caster is kind of the big suck. I think actually using this for my stabby stick is going to be a little more helpful. Oh wow, this does a lot more damage though. We'll keep that equipped, I guess. And I should start using these Shredder gauntlets a little more. Actually, let's just equip this one. And now we'll go recover. Oh, he's got a thingamajig now. He's got a talkie.
Excellent. You've returned.
There we go. Oh,
I bet people are curious about that new arm of yours.
None more than our Quen ally, I assure you. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build the thing, hoping that would satisfy her curiosity instead.
Good luck with that.
Mm.
Anything new going on I should know about?
The Quen has been more insistent than usual, asking about the visions at the Grove. Her pursuit of knowledge is relentless. The Ten would have a hard time fighting her off.
Just think of her like one of your chaplains.
Yes. Only more persistent.
I have to go.
We walk the warrior's path.
Alright, you guys don't got nothing to say. Good. Alright, let me get my stuff in. We'll restock. And get rid. Let me go save it. And I think we'll end it here for today. I never did figure out what this room is, besides it had this thing in saying like it's a biolab. But don't know what that means. You know? Regardless, I think I'm just gonna go save it really quick. And then tomorrow or Saturday. Oh, thank fucking goodness tomorrow's Friday. Oh! We will get on with the story quests, because I do believe... Oh yeah, I have this, but it's not actually leading to a point, it's just... saying I need to talk to Krigella at Tide's Reach, but I did that? It's weird that it still gives me active quests for these things. The Hunting Grounds, Melee Pits, and the Arena, because I completed those. The Black Boxes and Relics. Oh, fuck. Oh, what time is it? It's 7:20. Alright, hold on. Hold on, we're gonna do that today. Fucking shit, man. Oh.
May your enemies fall. May Regalla's campaign come to a swift end. She's clear to enter.
Yes, but not there. Ooh, fighter jet. I think I noticed that before, but I just pointing that.
You stood certain in battle after. New visions. Come learn about life. A strong sign that we should back in Colorado.
I mean, the visions are renewed. Let us receive their wisdom. It is an honor to witness this.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Hey, I have some more of the voices you're looking for.
I'm sure I can learn much from them.
I guess I'll get this. Followed by this.
That's the last of the voices I can detect.
You found them all. I was worried that the Delvers would have looted them before they could be recovered. The voices of these ancient soldiers deserve to be held in honor, not sold as entertainment. I will make sure everyone who comes to listen knows that it was you who saved them for us. From one recording to all these, now I have the chance to learn so much about this forgotten war. Thank you. It will make me a better soldier, a better Tenakth.
I did it. Completed that quest, yay.
Glory, honor, truth. They shine anew in the vision.
That just give me something? Hey, look at that! Boom time! It's got boom, bigger boom, and sticky. The wings of the 10. Ah! Sweet. Now to go to Viva Las Vegas.
Walk in friendship.
In the name of the 10. We had more soldiers like Nora, we would have much less here.
Where's Las? Ah, here's Las Vegas. Ah, there we go. I knew I was forgetting to do something today.
Be welcome, Outlander.
The wilds are difficult. That means
The way it smells.
Heard you cleared out a rebel outpost. Good riddance.
I cleared them all out, in fact.
Fire, keep walking. No, please
Boils to marvel the beauty all around her. So she entered once more, our heroine, whom all adore. And above, the serpents continued to dance in the sky, like sparks leaping from a flaming forge. I can take any ornaments off your hands, if you found any.
Here.
So, are you feeling festive? Take your pick.
Well, they do have a Halloween one.
Let's go with this one.
I'll get right to it. This is stranger than a spark in a puddle. What kind of festival celebrates bats? By the forge during the party, what did they feast on? Oh, and before I forget, help yourself to the contents of that chest over there.
the other day.
For our heroine had dared the challenges of the West, recovering lights long lost, and deserved riches and rewards in kind.
I'm not quite sure I live up to all that, but thanks.
Ah, finally.
There was a lot of drinking involved, by the way. That's what we used to celebrate Halloween. Lots of drinking. And candy. Basically a day that diabetics dread. What was that? Ancestors Return? Ooh, I'm getting all the shiny new things. No, that's the blast. Ancestors. Oh, a Shredder Gauntlet. Hey, boy, howdy. 40, 58 on its regular one. This acid one is actually deals more, though. Oh, this is actually a Quen weapon. Claimed by the Tenakth from a group of outlanders on the Long Coast. So this is actually taken from the Quen. Man, I need to find the legendary, stabby stick. I actually might go look up what all the legendary weapons are. Sweet petunias. I got all that. Alright, so now if I look in my quest view, I got Tides of Justice still. But I do believe I got all the collectibles, really. Got all the camps, gauntlet runs, cauldrons I can do for now. I think there's still one that's waiting for story. Tall necks. Man, it's all fucking there. It's great. It's great. Well, let's go ahead and head back here, and then let's give it the old save-a-reno. I know you have to save at campfire, so it doesn't make sense to put a campfire inside the base. But still, I kind of wish they had the save point in the base itself, quite frankly. Do another quick save, and yep. So I will see you guys next time. If you want to join us, or join us on Duranu's channel, I will probably try and co-stream it as well, from my point of view. We will be doing the Halloween special. Will be co-op this year. Unlike me doing fucking Alien Isolation myself last year. I learned my lesson on that fucking shit. Had a near fucking heart attack with that game. I wish I was kind of joking on that too, or like being a little exaggerative, if that's even a word. But as a matter of fact, I don't know if I've ever felt more stressed in my life. It was a weird feeling. It was physiologically weird. How I felt with that, and I can't say I've ever felt it before like that, and I don't ever want to feel like that since. So, you know, that's something. I'm really not made for horror games or horror movies. I was not built for Halloween. Let's put it that. I was more built for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Let's put it that way, of just like an Easter. Happy times. I can deal with happy times. Yeah. Scary times, not so much. But yeah, we will be playing co-oping, and as if you probably heard me talking about earlier in the stream, Man of Medan, which is that like it's kind of like a QTE choose your own adventure kind of game where you like make decisions for the characters, and you do perform like QTEs to not only like make the decision, but also like for the consequences. Like if you choose to run from a monster instead of hide from one, there might be like a QTE to like as you're running, that your character like won't trip over a branch and stuff like that. But yeah, they're all, I forget they're the Dark Anthology. It's like the Dark Pictures Anthology, I think is the series that it's called, where it's like they had a bunch of spooky ones, and I think they started off with oh fuck, I can't remember the name of that one, but it's like they did one where their first one was like a cabin full of teenagers in like at an old abandoned like ski resort. Slash like that's just like a town of vacation homes anymore. A bunch of teenagers go there, and you know shit gets wild. It was their first one. I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty successful. Successful enough for them to make a sequel. And I think Man of Medan is like the third or fourth one that they've made. They actually, in their last one, the one that takes place in like Iraq in the 90s or something like that, or the Middle East in the 90s, I forget where it is. I think it takes place in the same territory. It's supposed to take place during Desert Storm, I think. And supernatural things kind of happen in that game. No, The Quarry. The Quarry was their latest one. The second to last one was that one. Was the one that takes place during Desert Storm in the Middle East. And like you follow a group of soldiers and shit's kind of fucking happening. And then that one, the one in the Middle East, I think it had like a couple celebrity voices. I think like Ashley Tisdale was like one of them, which was like an mid 2000s like Disney Channel star, or early 2000s like Disney Channel star. I know she's done other stuff since then. But yeah, it had some like weirdly like really good star power and like super good voice acting. So they've really gone up in the world from like kind of just like a corny slasher movie, but the game version, to like some actual like star power and stuff like that. It's still kind of like a corny slasher movies, all of them, as far as I can tell, but they're still can be quite scary. And the last one was really The Quarry was really fucking gross. And supposedly you can co-op Man of Medan, where it's like each one of you chooses a character or a set of characters, and I think you make the decisions for those characters as life goes on. So gotta figure out how to keep everyone alive. This is probably not going to go well, but we're going to give it a shot. And I'll probably pee my pants, because if you were found me on the Twitch days where I streamed Alien Isolation, or if you've even caught the Phasmophobia and other co-op horror game streams that we've done, I'm a little scaredy cat a lot of times. I just don't, I get scared very easily, and I scream and cry, and it's all very fun for other people, I'm assuming. It's not very fun for me. It's kind of fun. Phasmophobia can be fun, but mainly when the scare is happening to other people for once. But yeah. So come join us. Durranu's stream is at 9 p.m. Central every day. I think we're going to start Man of Medan tomorrow. It looks like tomorrow or Saturday, one of those days. One of those days that ends in Y. We'll start Man of Medan, and we'll go from there. Yeah. So I might try and pull up a co-ops. My view of the stream when I'm streaming it, or else just watch Durranu's. And if you jump on to watch my view, go ahead and just click over to Durranu's stream if you actually want to interact in the chat, because everyone's already there, and it's just easier to have everyone in the chat in one stream versus like me and Morrigan and Durranu all trying to watch like two different fucking streams worth of chat. We'll have a disclaimer and links and stuff like that of like, hey, pop over to Durranu's stream for chat. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Adios. Fucking shit. How do I turn off? This is how. Yes, I'm sure I want. It's so annoying. I'm sure I want to stop the broadcast. I'm